Good afternoon. Welcome back to another Article Marketing Robot instructional video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an article and what all the features of the article editor are. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is hit the add button. Now as you first enter the article editing screen, you'll notice that there's a lot of stuff going on here. The first thing I'm going to go over is these five main sections: title, summary, body, resource, and keywords. These are all items that are required in a typical article that you'd be submitting. Some article directories don't have a summary box, and some article directories don't use keywords, but most article directories use title, body, and resource. So those are the main areas of your article. The next thing you will want to look at is the categories. Here you can type in variations of the categories that you want your article to be placed under. Instead of providing a drop-down form with a bunch of different categories in it, I decided to let you type in the category, or you can type in a partial category. For example, if you are targeting marketing, for example, you can just use the word market, and Article Marketing Robot will go out and look for any categories that have the word market in them, and the first one it comes across, it will use that category. So if there's article marketing as a category, the word market fits in marketing, so it will use it. You'll notice that you have 6 categories, and if none of the categories that you've typed in show up, then Article Marketing Robot will select a random category, and it will go about that way. So the next thing I'm going to talk about are the buttons down here on the right hand pane of this article editor, but before I do that, I'm just going to enter some text into the body. So in this article I will speak about article marketing and how it can drive traffic to your website. Pretty straightforward, but we'll be able to expand on it later. So the first thing down here, we have the plus and minus sign. Plus is going to increase and decrease the font size of the title, summary, body, and resource. The minus will decrease the size. Over here you have an undo button, so if I click it, you'll see that the text disappears, and if this one here is a redo button. If I click that, then you'll see that all my text comes back, except for the last word. Okay, over here we have a plus syntax, and what that means is you can insert spin syntax if you want. So if you wanted to say traffic to your website, and you can enter dogs that bark loudly, and that just is an example of you being able to insert spin syntax. And if you don't like it, you just simply hit the undo button, and you're done. Preview will actually preview your article. So as my web browser loads, you can see a quick article preview. It's got a body word count, and if you have a bunch of spin syntax in your article, then every time you hit the preview button, a newly spun version of that article will be spit out. The OK button will save the article and leave the article editor and go back to the main screen. Cancel will not save the article, and it will go back to the main screen. So I'll just show you something. If you hit OK, you'll see here that there's just a 2 there. That's the article ID. If I go back in and just put something in the title and then hit OK, then it'll show up as the title. Down here, before I go any further, I'll just show you the copy button. What this does is it creates a identical copy of the article. So let's say you have a freshly written article and you want to submit one article that is unspun to high page rank websites like Ezine articles, and the rest to lower page rank websites like the spun version. Then you just hit the copy button and a new one is created. This is also useful if you want to have a template. For example, you targeting one niche, and you don't want to always have to enter your categories and keywords. You can just have a template set up, and then you just copy from there. One last thing I want to comment on is the colored text checkbox here. If I type a sentence, I'm going to type the word sentence, and then I just highlight that and insert some spin syntax and say another sentence, and then hit my colored text. What will happen is I get different colored text. Text that is not within spin syntax is black, and text that is inside spin syntax is a different color. So as you can see, the more I go into it, the more colors I get. So I'll just undo all that, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the thesaurus. Okay, so the thesaurus, separated into several different things. First off, there is a contextual thesaurus and there is a local thesaurus. You can gain access to these in the options menu. Over here you see thesaurus, there's contextual, which is slower. That is because Article Marketing Robot has to go out to the internet to find the words that are, to find the synonyms and their definitions and group them. And the local thesaurus is a file that resides on your hard drive when you install the Article Marketing Robot. And it's about a 60 meg file with just over 30,000 words in it. The words in the local file are not sorted by definition. So we'll just get out of there. I'm going to double click the word article. So we went out, we retrieved the thesaurus data, and you can see that there's three different meanings for the word article. There's item and object, piece of writing, or section of document. Now, in this article, we're referring to a piece of writing. So, if I say in this piece of writing, blurb, column, commentary, editorial, paper, story, you see all those words get automatically replaced as I double click them. And you'll also notice down here we have something called synonym groups. Synonym groups are previously used synonyms that are stored as groups. So the next time you come across the word article, which would be here, all you have to do is double click it and then hit replace. So now your words are stored, and it makes spinning an article extremely quickly. But that's not the only thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to undo that. So back up to the definition context box. Down here we have the local thesaurus definition for article, and as you can see there's a lot of different words and they're just not sorted by definition, but you could find some words that are decent and would fit into your context that you're trying to use. Also, we have related words, and as you can see, these words are not directly related to article, but they are either an antonym or a synonym that have something to do with the word article. For example, if I click on the word detail, you'll see that article comes up. That means it's related, but it's not a real, it's either an antonym or a synonym, but it's not a direct synonym. So that is how the definition contextual thesaurus works and the local thesaurus works. Now, before I continue to explain what this synonym groups section is all about, I just want to expand some of the text in the article body. So I will say article marketing works in several different ways, and if you use article marketing, you will develop some product recognition for your website. So I just kind of like to babble in my articles, I guess. But I'm making a point here. I'm going to highlight the two words article marketing, and I'm going to hit the source. Now, you can't expect any results to come from that, but what you can do is you can insert words